want to show you guys how to do what's called the box method on this. I've showed you this once before. And I looked at the cross method not too long ago over the weekend. And I just feel like this one is easier when you have numbers that are in front of the x squared, okay? When it's just x squared, the cross method is just fine. But when you have numbers in front of it, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to show you how to do it with an easy one, first of all. And then we'll go to the next step up with the harder ones. So the first thing you need to know with the box method is you got to make a box. That's the easy part, right?
What number are we?
Okay. So with this one, we are going to take x squared, and that always goes in the top left box. So this number right here goes in the top left box. Okay. On the bottom right box, guess what number goes there? The 12th. Okay. So that one goes in the bottom right box.
So the first one always goes first, the last one.
Yep, right. Okay, so your next step on this is you need, this is an example. It's on your sheet too, yep, number 9.
Wait, I thought it was number 7.
Oh, 7, okay. All right, so the next step in this is you're going to take these two numbers right here, and you're going to multiply those together. So you have 12 times x squared. All right? So that's 12x squared, right? What I want you guys to do right now is tell me what are the factors of 12x squared?
2.
2x and 6x, right? What else? 3x and 4x. Okay, so what we need to do is... And 1x and 12x, that's right. Yep. Okay, so what we need to do now at this point is we need to look and see which ones add up to 7x.
3 and 4.
These ones, right? Those two add up to be 7x, yes.
Why couldn't you have like 6x squared and 2?
Because we need them to add up to be 7x, and you can't add an x squared to a non-x squared.
Oh.
Okay? So I can put these two factors anywhere in these two boxes. They can be in either box. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. 3x and 4x right here. All right? Our next step is to factor out all the rows and all the columns. Okay? So what can I take out of the top row? X. Good. What can I take out of the bottom row?
3. Doesn't matter if we do 3x and 4 flip-flop.
Nope, it doesn't matter.
3.
No, not a 3, but what? 4. A 4. Okay, what can I take out of the left column? An x. And what can I take out of the right column?
3.
A 3. So my factors in this case are x plus 4
Is it coincidence?
and x plus 3.
What if you have 2 different variables?
Go ahead and look and see which one this is on your paper. It's number what? 1. Number 1. Okay. All right, so you need to make your box first on this. All right. In the top left corner, what goes there? 3x squared. Okay, and what goes in the bottom right? Negative 6. So if I multiply these together, yep, I'm going to multiply these together. I'm going to get negative 18x squared.
Yeah, just kidding.
Okay? So we need to find some factors of negative 18x squared. What are my factors? 6x, negative 3x, and we could have a negative 6x and a positive 3x, right? What else do we have? A 2x and a negative 9, or negative 2x and a positive 9, right? What else do we have? 1x and negative 19, or 18, or negative 1x and a positive 18, right? Okay, so those are all of our factors. Which one of those add up to be 9x and negative 2x? So that's this one right here. Okay?
Hold on.
Wait, why?
They add up to 7. Oh,
Yep.
9 minus
No, it's
2.
negative 2.
Yep. So this will be a 9x here. This will be a negative 2x here. So now let's factor across the top.
Wouldn't it just be 3x?
3x, yep. What about the bottom row?
Wouldn't it be
What kind of 2? Negative 2, because they're both negative, right? How about the left column?
Wouldn't that be?
X? Yep, just an x, because you can't take out a number for both of them.
And then this one would be 3.
Not a negative, but a positive, because they both have to be negative to pull the negative. So this one is going to be 3x minus 2 and x plus 3.
Is that your answer?
Yep. Here we go. This is my little chalkboard.
Where is that?
Okay, so let's make your box.
What number is this?
It's on the next page.
It's on
19. Okay, so what goes in the left-hand column? Oh! Wait a second.
Missy.
I cannot go yet on the box. What can I do first? What can I factor out? A 2! Alright, so we gotta take out a 2 first. Woo! Okay.
Wait, why do you have to take out the 2?
Because if you don't, when you go put it in your box, it's a lot more difficult, first of all, and you have a better chance of making an error because you have more factors.
Isn't it 2x plus 3x?
Yep, just goes on the outside. So now we're going to put a 2x squared right here, right? What goes in the bottom right? A 1. So if I'm multiplying those out,
You get 2x squared.
2x squared, and that's really a lot easier to factor because it's small. So what are my possible factors? That's my only possibilities, right? Okay, so what can I factor out of the top?
X.
An x. How about the bottom? A
1.
1. How about the left side? And the right side? 1. So my factors in this are x plus 1 and 2x plus 1, and we got that little 2 that we took out earlier. That goes on the outside. You can, it doesn't matter. You can, like this. Well, it would anyway, because you're going to multiply it out. Wouldn't you say 2 times 3 times 4 is the same thing as 2 times 4 times 3? Yeah, that's the same thing that's going on here. If you put a parentheses around, it doesn't matter which one you multiply it to, it's still going to be the same, okay? 13. Yes. You want to look at 13? I can do that.
Could you do like x plus 1 comma 2x plus 1? Would that work?
Oh, you mean in terms of factors?
Yeah, instead of just a different instead of 2 separate commas.
No, because I'll show you when we get done with this, we're going to actually solve them for our zeros. You guys remember, we learned this on Friday. What are our zeros on this one then? If I set each of these equal to 0, that's our zeros, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, our zeros is where x equals what? 1, or not, what kind of 1? A negative 1. And where x equals what? So this one, it's 2x plus 1. If I set that equal to 0, my answer is negative 1/2. That's where my 0 is on that quadratic. It's going through at that point on the x-axis. My 0 on the first one is at negative 1. Okay? Okay, let's look at another one, and then I do want to do 13. Remind me to come back to that, okay? But this one I want to look at first because this is going to throw a wrench into things a little bit.
What number is it?
This is on the back side somewhere. Oh, it's number 18. This one's not hard to factor, but you got a negative issue in this. So this one, if you put in your x squared and your 20 here, you multiply through, you get 20x squared. Easy enough, right? What are my factors of 20x squared that would add up to be a negative 9x?
Negative.
20x.
Negative 10x and negative 2x? No.
Negative 5.
There aren't any.
Yes, there is. How about negative 5 and a negative 4? Okay, so notice that they're both negative on here. Now this is very important that you listen to me here, because if you have two negative factors on this, both of your factors, when you take them out of your box, have to be negative. So this one's going to be negative here, and this one's going to be negative here. Hear me again. When both of your factors are negative, then both of your factors, when you take out your greatest common factor, are going to be negative. It's not going to be obvious. Here's why. If I put in a negative 5x here and a negative 4x here, notice that the 4x is negative, but the 20 is not. So you're not going to think to take out a negative.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, I lost.
Okay, so let's try it again. First of all, let's just take out an x here, right?
We can't see your pen.
Sorry, it's because I don't have it out. Okay, there's an x there. What am I going to take out of the bottom column? Yeah, this one I would take out a 5, right? Oops, I started to put it on top. It should be on the bottom. A 4 out of that one, and an x out of this one. Okay? My factors are x minus 4 and x minus 5. Now, the reason why they're both negative, notice that the 20 is positive. What's a negative times a negative? A positive.
Oh, so we have to keep it positive.
Yeah, so, but when you are taking out your greatest common factor out of negative 4x and 20, it's not obvious that that you need to take out a negative. Okay, because one is negative and one is positive. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that if in this part right here, when you're doing this part right here, if you see that they're both negative, make sure that both of your factors here have a negative second digit. Okay? Yes?
Why are, if it's a positive 20x, why are they all positive factors?
Because in this case, you need to have a negative center. A negative 9x is your middle. Okay? So in order for that to be negative, then both of these have to be negative.
Oh, to add up.
To add up to be negative 9. Okay?